Hey guys, Hummer H2 sound deadening. This is part 2. I'm really excited to give you guys an update. Before we jump in and talk about everything that I've done so far in here, I want to talk about this right here, this rear mat. You can see it. This is actually be the rear area. You can't tell right now, but this is covered in road grime and sand from the road. It's covered, okay? The water leaks in there, bringing rock grime, pebbles. And the reason I'm telling you guys about this is, see these two ports right here? Okay, I pressure washed actually the back of the vehicle. I cleaned it, I pressure washed it to get all this sand and grime and dirt and dust out. It's absolutely disgusting. All right, this right here, you can see, look, there's some sand right there. You can see it in there. Unbelievable. These two channels right here, okay, this is all it's going to be showing right here from like this line across. What I did is I laid this down, I brought all this sand back in. Real pain in the butt. Anyway, I spray painted this, guys, right here. You can see I spray painted that. It covers up right here. That's going to be covered up, but it's a nice touch. Brings some color to the back. I really like it. So when it comes down to the sound deadening that I used, this is called Resonix. It's an American-made product company. I'm really excited. This stuff has been absolutely incredible. So right here, I have done the cargo area. I'm going to come up, give you guys another view, and then I'm going to jump into how I laid everything. So this right here, I have a square and a half left. This is 28 and a half squares. So in total, for me to get this whole area covered across and back is 30 squares. I started right here and I did 3x4 section across. I got that done. Did my best to make cuts to get around this. With this vehicle, guys, I would lay the piece down and I would just do my best to press it in and work it across. It's extremely difficult. There's a lot of bumps in the frame. It wasn't actually too bad up here. Over here, again, this is challenging. You're dealing with a lot of, there's like a spot right here behind this. It's very difficult to work with any of this stuff. You can see over here, I used a lot of small pieces to fill in these gaps. Something I would do if you're doing this project is I got some brushes out and I would make sure to brush a whole area to get it cleaned. I'd actually again pressure wash this whole back. I had used this spray. I've had a lot of success using this stuff, this Spray 9 heavy duty degreaser. I used that on a lot of projects on the vehicle to get everything clean. Now this is the first layer. I'm going to put on a second layer and a third layer. My goal is to do the back area first. I just want to get the back area done. I haven't decided yet, but I'm likely going to lay some pieces right here and across just to get this area cleaned up. Let me show you guys some other angles of this project. Again, the seatbelt is right here when it comes down. So that's how the seatbelt lays. Little bug. You can see that's how the seatbelt lays in there, guys. So just something to keep in mind. There's that little dot there. Again, this is that clip that I talked about in the past. Never knew that was on the vehicle. It gets pressed into the vehicle when people let go of the seatbelt. So something to look at. Again, touching up that blue. I'm really excited to get this cover back on because that blue is going to make for a really nice touch when the trunk's open. What else can I show you guys back here? I want to show you guys something else. I am going to spray paint these two plastic pieces. I'll make them black. It's gonna make them pop. I'm really excited about that. Taking them off, I'm not really sure how they come off. I've never worked with stuff like this before. So it's got these I think these are just screwed on. I'm gonna come back to you guys on that. So how does it sound? That's what you guys may be asking. It's a great question. I turned it over last evening. I was literally working out here at nighttime. Here's a pro tip. If you're working inside the vehicle and you turn your headlamps on, you flick this all the way up, okay, it brings your lights on. It'll stay on for exactly 10 minutes before it shuts off. I set a timer last night, and I literally turned it on about probably 6 or 7 times, working out here in the dark. Had the music playing. It was nice. Working with this material, this Resonix, this is the CL&D heavy duty squares. This stuff will slice your hand open. This is no joke. If you guys plan on doing this, you definitely should wear some gloves. I cut myself pretty good right there. Again, this stuff will slice you up. Here's something I've made a decision. This is like some type of ground. This wire right here, it like lays on top there. I didn't like the idea of burying this wire beneath all of the Resonix sound dampening, so I'm going to put this on the very tippy top when I'm done. So how does it sound? When I turned the key over last night, guys, I kid you not, it sounded like I had a V10 engine or a V10 engine coming out of the exhaust. It was absolutely insane. Just with this sound deadening that I've done so far, I turned the key over. Before, it was extremely violent, just turning it over. Now, this is, mind you, I'm not even done yet. I'm just getting started. I couldn't believe the difference in the sound. It sounded like one of the Viper trucks that I've heard, and I actually have heard one in person drive by on the road. I said, wow, that sounds like a V10 engine, and it was a Viper truck, which was cool to see one in person. It's a rare one to spot. I guess next steps in this project, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put on the next layer. I'm going to finish these little couple spots in the corner tonight. I'm going to put on the next layer. I have that. Touch this up over here a little bit. Yeah, and then get going on the road. So again, this is exciting stuff. What else have I done? I actually went for a ride. I actually put these first 12 panels down, 4, 4, 4, and I went for a drive, and I really couldn't notice a difference. The big difference came, just for me turning it over. I heard an immediate difference once I did these corners. So when I'm doing this project, I'm going to be putting the pieces down, the sound deadening down. I want to see the difference so I can explain to you guys, okay, once you do this over here, you're going to hear a massive improvement. For example, when I went for a drive, now I've got the seat out, I was able to hear, you can hear the exhaust because it connects up right here actually, and I've had an exhaust leak here. I don't have an exhaust leak now, but right here are the pipes, and I could hear the sound coming through the pipes right here. So it'll be interesting to see once I put the damping down how much of the pipes, that noise is canceled. But this is definitely a project right here. This that I've completed. This is probably 1 hour. Let me think. 4, 6, probably around 6. I want to say 6, 7 hours so far to get this, and I'm not even done. The biggest challenge is when you get some of these corners, it's just really tough angles. I'm cutting little pieces. I do my best to find spots where I can put big pieces down. I do believe this is going to be a lot easier because I'm not working around so much. What else? I think that's it, guys. Well, good luck. And if anybody has done any sound deadening in the past, let me know what you think. Any areas of improvement. So, little bugs. The bugs are coming in. I've been keeping the doors open just to get this completely vented and dried out. Because I actually do believe that there are a couple spots in this vehicle, even though that I've been doing this for weeks now, opening up all 4 doors while I'm at work. I do believe there's some spots in here where there's just water just kind of just laying or has just been built up. So if you've watched this far, again, thanks again, guys. I try to keep these videos going because for me, as someone, this is my first time doing it, I like to see what other people have done to give myself an idea of what I'm getting myself into. If you guys plan on taking on this project, and something else, if you guys have installed an exhaust, headers, exhaust, I got high performance cats, this is going to be a necessary project because it'll get so loud inside this cabin, especially when I've gone on trips to Vermont. I'm driving in the H2 for 10, 11, 12, 13 hours straight. Sure, we stop every 350 miles for a fill up, 300, 350 for a fill up, but it just rips your ears up. And I find myself wearing earplugs, and I definitely don't want to be wearing earplugs as I'm traveling, so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. I want to get you guys as many angles as possible for this project. So if you made it this far, again, good luck and thanks for watching.